Yo, King Earner Live and Direct. Head to my page to get the Honorable King Earner's drinks, moringa leaf, burdock root, of course the Honorable sea moss. And y'all know how I do it. The sour sap also. Listen, tonight we want to speak on some things. The things that we want to speak on, I want to speak on Jay Prince going on to $1 million worth of game and doing what he was supposed to do in reference to how he felt he should handle it. Now, a lot of individuals going to say, yo, you got to blame Gillian Wallow. You got to, pause for a second. I don't think that's loyalty at all. That now y'all guys are saying, get Gillian Wallow. What happened to the support, the true support that understands that you can do 1 million vlogs, and if these brothers have a situation where someone come on their show and give up something that they didn't know was going to be given out, and at the time it doesn't sound like nothing that's harmful. And honestly, I don't think what was said was harmful to a certain extent. So we got to give them a benefit of a doubt of understanding they have a platform. And not each and every last episode is going to appeal to everybody the way y'all want it to be appealed to. See, I'm an individual who don't mind criticism. I'm going to speak my mind. Also, I'm going to make sure that individuals do not come on my platform and do something that I don't want to be done. Now, what he done was, I feel like that's what you call getting in someone's business. This is a personal thing where someone has left us. Someone isn't here anymore. And the world is looking, I don't know. The world is looking at things as if he kind of like died in their custody. Like, because they're always the guys that say, get with us on honor, get with us on love, get with us on respect. But in this situation, the way the internet put it and the way people assumed it to have went, it looks wrong by Jay Prince. So me, this is the type of guy I am. I don't mind speaking on something that I'm lied upon on. I don't mind speaking on it, but it's not something that you really address. See, when you don't have anything to do with something, there's nothing to address. There's no others to point fingers at. There's nobody that you can honestly say, hey, this person is this type of individual. I'm not looking for the person who died friends to have had perfect relationships. So if I was doing an interview, honestly, I would have mentioned that. I just don't feel as though that's important. It's not important for you to care about mishaps, because I know how it is to be living in a position where mishaps come your way and it's like, what could you do about it? I mean, not everybody can help a situation, because a lot of times, well, not a lot, all of the time, God has control of the situation. People bicker, people beef, but when they love one another, it does not matter. When that person goes into the ground, when that person isn't here anymore, that love comes back 100 times harder. I know I didn't have the best relationship with my mother. I was trying to, help her change her life, put her in a rehab, tell her, listen, I give you the world, and she just didn't want to do that. So our relationship wasn't the closest. But because of that, when she left, it hurt me down into my heart. And y'all got to understand, when him and Offset had any type of disagreements, I'm guessing that it hurt them more than it made them happy to be apart. And that's what people have to understand. So I'm not looking to be what I would call, I think Jay Prince, that was girly. I think it is. I think it's a low blow that a person who cares about another one who is left wouldn't do. See, I'm not here to expose the person that may have passed away, all of the people that he didn't have a relationship with, or all of the people that he had a disagreement with. And what ends up happening is individuals will tap into that type of nonsense just to get at the person that's alive, and you don't understand You can't hurt the person that is dead. He's already back in God's protection. You see what I'm saying? But you can hurt the loved ones of them. You got children, family members. They got to keep reliving this death over and over because you got to play a godfather role, and I don't respect that part of you. You know, I see you move around. I see how you carry it as a G, but at the end of the day, real G's don't get on there and do this. And we understand that us real G's ain't really supposed to be here. So if we're going to come here, we're going to make sure that we restore some type of honor. Make sure the message is sturdy. You're too old ever sit back and and I feel like anybody, and I'm in defense. I don't understand what the defense, all of that. Nobody ever said anything. That man didn't say anything to you that was disrespectful. Now, when you start off the conversation, and this is the problem with our platforms, that people take advantage of us. And that's what happened. You could get somebody on the platform and they know what they're doing, and it's all like a recycling thing where it's harming some others, because he starts off with, I'm giving y'all $1 million worth of game. And no, you don't put that, you don't go ahead and take their name and put that in front of the statement that you're making about how you want to go after someone who was a friend of someone else that isn't here anymore. You put them in a position where the people are now hearing that word, that platform out there from your mouth, when you're only there on the platform as a guest. So you should carry it like a guest. And I feel as though the way you didn't let no one else speak, as far as your family members or the people that were sitting next to you that's supposed to be quote unquote gangster, let them talk. Let them be men, because when you don't let them be men, you give us the understanding that they can't do nothing unless you say it. And no child, when they reach a certain age, no parent should have to put their child in a position where they can't do what they want to do as men or say what they want to say. Because maybe if it came out the younger men's mouths, maybe it wouldn't have looked so ignorant, you see? It looked very ignorant. It looked very childish. It looked like something that you almost was staging for a movie scene. And I can't respect it. I can't respect it. The number one thing that kills me, I'm going to tell you what really killed me. The fact this man has a mother. The fact that this man has people that love him, and you will continue to bring him up in a negative light. Like, why would you want to do it? And listen, I got something for you, because I feel like you're wasting time on the things you're supposed to be handling. The things like making sure you get Larry Hoover out. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to you getting Larry Hoover out and carrying it with honor? Whatever happened to you making sure you stuck close to Kanye as an OG? But everything turns out to be something that if someone do you a favor, you're acting like it's you're gangster, like you're, Godfather, like you're Don Corleone. How about people may just do you a favor because they may respect you, but now you're losing your respect because when people do you favors, look how far you go. Look how far you go. These are two younger brothers, younger than you, in the game. Gilly coming out of the music business and the acting business. Wallow just coming out the penitentiary doing his thing. And because they respect you to the level they respect you, they let you go and say push, and they put their, how can I say it? They put their word on the line in reference to what they do when no one ever questioned their word. And I'm going to say this to the people, man. Stop being disloyal. One episode, how many of you guys that speak the positivity that they speak every time, they're not perfect. They're not angels. You see? We all have to be held accountable. And if we're going to hold them accountable, we're going to hold them accountable for the fact that they let the OG go ahead because they thought the OG was giving up something at that time. Kind of, get his feathers a little out of his ruffle. because they were ruffled up and he wanted to speak, but no one thought that he was going to go this far. And sometimes the editors can be a little quick and just go ahead and drop something, and it's like, all right, it's dropped. What can I possibly do? And at the end of the day, they have a business to run. So controversy also puts things in a good position. Me, myself, I ain't really honored by certain kind of controversy. You know, I'm not honored by that because I don't want to be in a position where I'm looked at as what I would call someone that says something one time and then do another time. And hey, they're going to always look at us as individuals that do good, do bad, whatever the case, you can't do enough. So at the end of the day, I feel like the problem is Jay Prince, you've been moving around too long in a world that allowed you to be a gangster. Like at the time, that was the role play for a lot of guys. Like they was able to, you know, carry it like that. There's a different time and a different day. So in order for you to have understanding of maturity and the people that's around you have an understanding of maturity. You see how my hand go? Maturity. You get an understanding that ain't the place for that. And you get an understanding, you get people caught up in your nonsense and your BS and have their platforms looking a little shaky, all because your decision of what? Having pride to the point you want to make something known to a person who isn't here anymore. Friend, you got to check yourself, but you don't got to worry about it because you know how King Erna carries it. Now listen here, Judge Mathis. You hold your head back a little bit because it's time that I slit your throat just an inch a bit for you to get an understanding, and we're going to leave it hanging. And I'm going to let the people in the comments, man, give me the understanding if your honor should come back. If it comes back, we stitch it back up and we knock that Judge Mathis head right back in pocket. I'm King Erna from the Honor Your Life campaign. Judge Mathis.